Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is mckrl, and welcome to the Fishy Podcast, the only podcast ever that's get to talk about a lot of stupid, crazy stuff. I think we talk about a lot of Malaysian stuff, and I do this every Monday, preferably before 7 p.m. But the recording actually takes time, so when the uploading and everything, and takes a lot of time to actually render this and then upload it on SoundCloud or YouTube because computer is just extremely slow. So I've tried to mess it up a little bit and try to fix it in the future. But for the time being, this is the setting that I'm actually working with. I know I've apologized too much, but there is no. I don't know. I can't really do anything about it at the moment, unless I can get some sort of revenue in the future. Like, my job is not really paying me that much anyway. So it's a rainy Monday today, which is a good thing because it hasn't been raining since it's been a long how do you say? It's been a long month since it's been a long week. So there hasn't been any rain since. So it's good to really see it rains again, which is really a good thing because then we get to enjoy the best things about rainy weather is you get to sleep longer, you get to enjoy the cold weather. It's like an inbuilt. It's like having an air conditioning in your house for a while, because of the whole cold, when it rains, it feels cold and shit like that, it gives you that, sense of comfort and shit, even if it's like it's a crazy version of comfort, but it's good so far. The month is, February is about to end anyway. It's the 27th. And how do I say this? It's we got we got about 10 more months before 2018 ends, which is surprising. I didn't really expect the month to really end that fast. It's very surprising to actually see the month is ending up real quick. The year is about to end real quick, very soon. If you were to blink our eyes, if you were to just lelap mata a little bit, we might actually end up with the year to be 2018 again, or 2019. It's real quick. I wouldn't expect it to be ending real quick that much, but that's basically it, I guess. Anyway, yeah. Cool. I am. I think I have this thing at the moment. I have this sort of feeling that's been engulfing me at this moment when it comes to doing this podcast. When it comes to doing some of my music, when it comes to doing the things that I do online, I do a lot of these personal entrepreneurial shit. I try to sell my music, I try to sell my t-shirts, I try to sell any sort of product that I can actually give out that has anything to do with the sort of talent that I have. And I don't know, man. Lately, it's been really hard because I have this. I don't know how do you call it. This block that I have in me where I'm not really emotionally invested with the things that I'm doing right now, and it's pretty hard. I was trying to actually write up this the small pointer for this podcast, and I wasn't really actually planning on doing it anyway. I've literally lost every interest that I have on doing this podcast, and then that's a bad thing because I was so invested on doing this on the first time, but right now it's like, everything is just beating up. It's like I can't really concentrate on doing it anymore, and it's sad because and this feeling will just go off like probably the next week. Like I would start doing it way better than it is, but it's like, I'm not as invested emotionally as I am in any other days, and it's a Monday, and I've actually expected it to be one of those days where I would probably see one of these changes coming in and on June or something. Sometimes the weather actually affects how you are emotionally. If you haven't really read, there's this one study that I've actually read on the internet that says, sometimes the irregularity on the weather actually affects your mood, and sometimes it actually gives you a certain form of depression. And I actually read that up and everything, and it turns out it's true. And I didn't believe it at first, of course, but yeah, when the scientists say something, you are inclined to actually believe in it. So I'm gonna really rule on science on this one. And probably because of the weather, I've been really I'm not as emotionally invested in doing the stuff that I actually like than I was before. Like even right now, I've been wasting my time watching. No, I wouldn't say a waste of my time, but I would say it anyway. I've been watching Suits. Like it's been a real awesome series to watch. So I've been binge watching it, and sitting on season 4 right now. And it's a really good season to watch. It's a really good I'm sorry, not a season. It's a really good series to watch. I think I recommend everybody to watch this. It's one of these things where if you don't watch it, you're losing a lot of these things. And it's fun. It's one of those shows where you think like, God, why haven't I watched this sooner? And these are the type of shows that I like to watch, 24, and anything that has to do with deductive reasoning and shit, like Sherlock. Like I watch Bull. If you guys haven't watched Bull, oh my god, you guys are missing out. Shit like that. I can't really sit down and watch a romantic drama, but I'm okay with watching Suits, because it is about the law firm and shit like that, but it actually is it has this essence of romance in it. So I guess that's a smart way to actually inject in the whole romantic essence in the whole show itself. But yeah, it's a good show. And I recommend everybody to actually watch it. You guys got to watch it. But yeah, I was wasting my time on watching Suits for a bit, and I've realized, I could have spent my time doing something else. Like for example, fucking making the tracks that I really want to do, write another article that I've actually planned on to do, to post up on my blog post and blogspot, and just write it down and let people know about it. And yeah, I was just writing on my book for a bit, just writing it on, and for new ideas for articles that I want to write. And I don't know, for some apparent reason, I've never been I've never thought about it, and where I could actually sit down and think about the things that I really want to do, think about the things that I really want to complete or accomplish in this particular week at least. And it's been bad. It's like I'm not really invested by it. And I've learned to actually try to I don't know. So what I'll do is, I'll just drink tea so that I can pump up my brain to actually do way more than it should. Because somehow tea pumps me to do some crazy shit. And sleep like every one of us needs a substance to actually jog up our endomorphins. I'm not really sure that the whole that pleasure receptors that you have inside of your brain, where it actually triggers whenever you want to actually do something, or whenever you do something that actually rewards you in a way that you like doing it. So what it does, the pleasure receptors actually triggers it. Like how whenever you post a status on Facebook and whenever you get a like, you get to check it up on the notifications, and then you go like, oh fuck, you get 50 likes, so it like your brain rewards you for that. Yeah, shit like that. So like what I do is I grab tea, and tea does that for me like in a accelerated rate. And if I stop drinking it, I'll feel drowsy. I feel extremely like, it's not like, I'm not really happy with it. Like, it's shit like that. Like, I'm not trying to say, you need a substance to actually go on with, not trying to do the things that you really like in life. But I'm just saying, sometimes shit like this, oh my god, that's why I envy people who actually take in one of those amphetamines. Yeah, amphetamines. Those are studying drugs. What do you call that? There's I think there's a street name for it, but amphetamines, people take it to when it's like, what, two carbon away from, is it one carbon or two? I'm not really sure about this whole chemistry shit, but yeah, I think it's like one atom. Is it one atom? Wait, let me just check real quick. It's not one atom, one particle or some shit like that lah. Apparently amphetamine. I'm searching it. Amphetamine. Yeah. Amphetamine. Okay. It's like, one carbon particle, I guess. Like, it's like one, just one of it away from being methamphetamine lah, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and they use these drugs to actually study, and it's really good because it helps you to concentrate. The street name is speed. Yeah, but they don't call it speed in Malaysia. They call it something else lah. But I'm just giving you what it is. Like you get to take this and then you get to study, you get to concentrate on shit. Like it's called a studying drug, but you get to actually do shit that makes you concentrate on doing it, and it doesn't really waive you from doing anything else. Like let's say you're concentrating on the work that you want to do, you can actually, you take this drug and it will give you like total control of the work that you're doing right now, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm not talking from experience, and if I am, I would never admit it on this podcast. But okay, all right. I have never taken it before, but apparently it does gives you that sort of power of concentrating and stuff, like But to each on his own, I guess. Because sometimes some of these drugs are, when you take a drug, it's based on your own personal, experience on how do you experience these drugs. Like for example, weed. When you take weed, people would say like, you get to really think shit on the outside of the box. You get to really write like crazy awesome stuff. You get to do art in a weird way and shit. But it all depends on the type of drugs that you take, or the type of hallucination that you're actually going through when you take this drug. when you take these drugs, like for example, like weed lah, okay, you take weed, you smoke it up and everything, and people go like, oh fuck, this drug will actually, fucking trip you and everything. You will go on a crazy trip and shit like that. But most of the time, this would never be the case, because like for me, for example, no, I wouldn't say most of the time, some of the time, because for me, for example, if I were to smoke weed right now, I would probably just fade out and think about shit that I want to think about. It's just me getting high, and it's not me doing like constructive work at all. Like I wouldn't be thinking about shit that I want to do the next day. Like for example, oh, this is the assignment that I'm gonna work on and everything. Whenever I take weed, I'll probably think it. Whenever I take weed, I'll probably think it in a more creative way or some shit like that. And it doesn't work that way for me, of course. For me personally, like I'm pretty sure a lot of you other guys out there who would smoke weed right now, it's like in a way that you guys would be feeling it in a different way. Okay, girls have it differently, guys have it differently. Some guys have it like in a way that they hate it. Some guys like hate it, and put it in a way that they love it. I, for one, I don't know, man. I envy people who, when I really envy people who, when they smoke weed and then they go and they get the high that it is, they fucking love it, shit like that. And I think I envy these guys, because I don't feel the same way as they are. I actually hate weed. I actually hate it. Like, I used to be a really, really crazy ass smoker, and after a while, I actually stopped, because I actually hate it, because it's like it gives you a trip, but it doesn't really gives you the benefit where it could give you a constructive force where you can go ahead and work on the things that you want to work on. And that's a bad thing, because I'm a type of guy who actually likes to be on the go, like to work and shit, and when I encounter myself a substance that would actually hinder those abilities, it actually pisses me off. Weed actually exacerbate. Fuck me. I can't even find the right word, actually. Weed actually makes this thing a bad thing, actually. There's a very good word for it. I'm not really sure. Exacerbate, yeah. It makes the problem worse, basically. I'm a type of guy that actually, like to do things, like to do productive things, like go again and again and again with the same thing, and don't stop with it. And when I smoke weed, it's just everything just goes on stop mode. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people come and give me this debate where it depends on the type of strain that you actually smoke. And I agree with you. Yeah, it actually depends on the type of strain. Like, if you got the leaf that actually gives you the sleep emotion, then you're dead lah. Basically, like, when you smoke it up, you just knock out and you just be in your own life way of peacefulness. But with some people, if who are dependent on this drug, and I say dependent very, very harshly, because I want to really point out to the next point that I want to make. When they are actually dependent on this drug, like for example, where they have to smoke it every day because they want to release stress and shit like that and everything, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when people say they're not addicted to it, they are. You are addicted to the drug. Anything can be an addiction. It doesn't really matter what your definition of a drug is. If it gives you the kick that you need, okay, when it comes to being in peace, it comes to being going high, it comes to going, absolutely, focused and shit. It's basically being addicted to it, that's basically going crazy over the drug. So if you're addicted to the drug, that's bad. But don't let me dictate your life lah. Basically, you run the way that you want if you think what it is. But that's the debate that's going to be going on, because every time the whole weed debate comes in, it's always about like the type of shit that we want to really think about, in a general sense. Like, for example, everyone's who is a weed lover is gonna think like, oh fuck, it's a cool ass drug, everyone loves it and shit like that and everything, you smoke it and everything, it's chill, and all that. But people don't understand how much of it actually impacts your life. And yeah, it's not because that I'm against it, it's because I personally don't like it. And I know how much of it affect my life before. And I'm pretty sure people are gonna disagree with me. It's just fine. Yeah, I'm also like, I was, how it is with smoking. Like I was, and I don't really say this as much, I was addicted to it, to smoking for a bit. Smoking like I was smoking for straight 3 years. Then it's like an on and off thing. Like I've stopped for a moment, then I'm come back smoking again, then I've stopped for a moment, then I come back smoking again. It's like I never really actually told myself that I'm addicted, but if I really need a stick, then I wouldn't be so desperate to actually go buy a pack or some shit like that. No, I'll just probably buy a stick and just chill for a bit. It's like, I'm not really a crazy smoker, and for the time being, of course, previously I used to really smoke like a box a day, and that's really considered to be bad, really, for me. But yeah, I used to have the money to actually sustain that sort of lifestyle. Previously the boxes were like 15 ringgit, and it was fine. It was fine. But now it's like you got a budget on shit. But yeah, coming to what I'm trying to say, it's like, you're actually sitting down and you're addicted to it. You're, after a while, you don't tell yourself that you are, but you are actually addicted to it. Even if, the nicotine or anything else that's in the cigarette does not play the factor. Okay? Even if it's the cleanest cigarette ever, it's like you're addicted to it. Even when it comes to vaping, if you vape every day, it's like, people would say that, it's safe, it's pure, it's like you're cleaning up your lungs, shit like that. Yeah, sure, man. I hear you, of course. It does clean your lungs. I love vaping. I really do. But I don't vape. I don't do it. Not as often as it is. I mean, if I had a friend beside me who has a vape machine, I'll probably wait for a bit and everything, and I'll probably give it back. But I don't vape because I'm not addicted to it. But the people who are vaping, yeah, that's how addiction works. If you think about it, like in a more, how do you say, let's lay down our rules and shit lah. Like shit like that, it's pretty important to actually think about it, because if you were to, how do you say, like every single time that you sit down and start smoking up with your friends, and every day you're dependent on the weed, then it's gonna be hard for you. But yeah, I mean, that's just me. That's me and my own personal reasoning. It's not really gonna take a lot of time to actually deduce from that. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. But I don't know. Life itself is filled with how do you say, shit that you need to do. You can try on. So if you want to try on something, I would always say I would try anything once. So if there's like a one of those dog festivals in Yulin, I'll probably go and try some dog. But that's only just me. But yeah. Anyway, so that's the end of the podcast. I'm sorry if it's too short. I really wanna. I'm losing my interest after a while. So the next time, I promise I'll probably put in some more content. I'll write it down for way more it is right now, because right now I'm losing my whole level of interest. It's probably because I'm not feeling really emotionally well at the moment, if that's really a good word to actually say, because I don't know, I'm losing my mood. I can't really I don't really want to talk to people at the moment. Maybe it's just me, but I'm just I just feel like I feel shitty for some apparent reasons. Just feel like, I don't know. But yeah, I'll get you guys on the next one, and I'll definitely let you guys know how it is. How am I working with it and shit like that. Anyway, thank you guys for thank you guys for listening. Sooner or later it's gonna be a watching scene, because I'll probably put in a video podcast soon enough. But I really need to get my equipments checked, like for a fucking camera and everything and all that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. My name is mckrl, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Goodbye. Not that was so hard, is it?